Today I'm going to go and do something that is typically a tradition for most Jamaican families when they've lost loved ones and they're buried. Every year, typically around Christmas, at least for my family, we go and we clean up and paint my grandparents' grave. We didn't get to do it over the holiday, so today's the day. So come with me as I go and we take care of my grandparents' grave. The first thing I'm gonna do is head to Brownstown, stop there, get some KFC, some food, and try to buy a bottle of rum from somewhere. I don't know where yet, but I'm trying to find some rum. Because typically this is something that we do where we have food and we get together as a family and just do some things. So it's been said that this tradition stems back from our African roots, and it's something that we've just been doing for generations now. But I do appreciate the fact that this tradition allows us to bring our families together. It's a time where aunts and uncles and sisters and brothers and other family members come together in one place. We put our resources together and we do it in celebration of our ancestors and our family members that have gone on and left us. It is a way of honoring them, showing them that they're still remembered and that we've appreciated them. And there's a funeral happening. It's just a way to show that we appreciate them, we remember them, and we're just honoring their memory. Like, we haven't forgotten that they're gone. They're still a part of us, regardless if they're here or not. Waiting for KFC to open so I could get some food to bring with me. Today's our second attempt at getting this cleanup done due to the weather that's been happening in Jamaica. KFC is locked and loaded. Not able to get no Ray and nephew down here, so I don't know. We just gonna have to make do with what we got. All right, let me out. Thank you. All right, no Ray and nephew on deck, but we got some food. We got some KFC. So I got a 15-piece and a bottle of Ting. We'll just have to figure out the rum later. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a ride through the hills of Southeast St. Anne. I've arrived. So let's go check out what we gotta take care of today. Go see what we have to do today. Hey, Mama. I am here. Hey, Papa. The practice of burying family members in the backyard is a cultural tradition in Jamaica. though it's more common in rural areas and among the older generation. Okay, this weather is getting on my nerves.
Translate the time, Carla. Translate it.
Like, make it make sense. 1 minute it's raining, then the sunshine, then it's rain. Like, Jesus, pick up your mind, please. For whatever reason, the weather decided it wanted to act really bipolar that day. So every time we turned around, it would rain for a little bit, then the sun would come out, then it would rain again, and then the sun would come out. So we were really determined to get this done, regardless of what the weather decided it wanted to do. After our intermission, we decided to come back and just stick with it. Regardless of what the weather did, we was gonna ride it out. Oh, skirt. Took me about 5 minutes to realize that the phone was laying on the ground. Typically, when we do this, there's food on the fire, chicken in a drum, and as Dan liked to call himself, the head chef would be tending to those chicken on the grill. But again, this was a makeup session, so we were not able to do any of those things. The tradition of backyard burial stems from a mix of historical, practical, and cultural reasons. In rural Jamaica, many families have lived on the same land for generations. Burying loved ones in the backyard allow families to keep them close, honoring their connection to the land, and preserving their legacy. This practice was particularly common in the earlier days when access to public cemeteries was pretty limited, especially when you lived in remote areas. Not to mention the fact that cemetery burials can be very expensive, it made a lot more sense that burying family members on family land was traditionally a more affordable option for people. In Jamaican culture, there's a strong belief in maintaining a spiritual connection with your family members that have passed on. So having them buried on a family property allows that spirit to remain close to home, in a sense to protect and watch over the family. Many Jamaicans see land as sacred and tied to family and heritage. So burying relatives in the backyard ensures that they are resting on land that belongs to their lineage. This also ties back to the African cultural practices where many enslaved Africans that were brought to the Caribbean retain those traditions of honoring their ancestors and burial customs tied to their African roots. Backyard burials create a lasting and tangible legacy. Generations can visit the gravesite without needing to go to a cemetery. It also keeps the memory of the loved ones alive in everyday life and serves as a reminder of the family's heritage. Backyard burials are less common in urban areas or really among today's generation. The tradition persists in some rural parts of Jamaica. With the changes in modern legal and environmental regulations, burial practices, especially in areas closer to cities or where land is scarce, has definitely evolved. We're all done. We did it. Even though the rain was not participating, it's done. Mama and Papa have fresh paint and they looking real nice. Check them out. This is the one that did no work today, but came for the KFC though.
Of course. I mean, I don't know what they put in there, but me tell you, two of the line them long done on a plate.
Let me feel small lang. I want 10 man.
That one actually did some work, but mostly came to look nice. It's about that time. I'm about to head back home. So I will see y'all when I get to the North Coast. The tradition of backyard burials in Jamaica reflects deep cultural ties to family, land, and heritage. It's rooted in practicality, spirituality, and a desire to honor your loved ones by keeping them physically and spiritually close to home. Though its practice may be changing with time, it still remains an important part of Jamaican cultural history. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.